Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week's episode is episode 23.
What? 23?
I know, and we are talking about the United States of America.
No way.
So stick around if you want to hear more. So, America, the United States of America, USA, that's the topic of today's podcast, isn't it, Dad?
It certainly is. It's a country, be it that we've only seen a very, very small percentage of, that we both love.
Yeah.
But yes, as this is going out on a rather special day for the US, which is the 4th of July,
Yeah.
Independence Day,
Yeah.
we thought we'd make it...
Well, they got
Go on.
independent from aliens.
Independent from aliens, yes. It's just like the film, yeah. Is that where you're getting all your information today from, yeah?
All of the information is from Independence Day.
I think you've kind of missed it slightly there, but yeah. No, so yes, independence from us, Connor. It's the independence from the British. So that's a bit of a shame, but never mind. We won't hold it against them, and we'll talk a little bit about the country itself.
Yeah. All right. But first of all, wasn't there something you wanted to mention? Right,
yeah, there was actually. Now, I don't know how many people listen to our very first episode, which was about theme parks and rides. But something was brought to my attention in the media about a week ago. You may remember that one of my least favourite rides is Living on the Land, is it called?
Yeah, Living on the Land.
You know, that sort of slow ride through a allotment. Well, apparently...
Wow, it's not an allotment, but carry on.
Yeah, it might as well glorified allotment. Then, so apparently something happened...
You've been to the Eden Project?
I have been to the Eden Project.
That's just a big allotment as well, isn't it?
No, that's really interesting.
Right.
Anyway, someone exited their cart on that ride, on their boat, went and picked a cucumber and tried to get back into the boat while they were going through the... Okay, what would you call it if it's not an allotment?
Geosphere.
Oh, that's just a posh... Okay, while they were going through the geosphere, someone hopped off their boat... right? While they were going through their geosphere, someone hopped off the boat, grabbed a cucumber. I can only imagine it was to bludgeon himself on the head, to knock themselves unconscious so they wouldn't have to remember any more of the ride.
Wow, you really don't like that ride, do you?
I really don't like that ride, no. But apparently lifetime ban.
Yeah.
I think it wouldn't have mattered what fruit or veg they picked. I think the lifelong ban
You don't think if they picked a pineapple, then...
No, I don't think they'd have got a more lenient sort of sentence. I think you get out of that boat, you go and mess with their stuff, then you're out of there. And you ain't coming back either.
Yeah, Disney don't take things half-heartedly.
Half-heartedly, lightly, yes.
Lightly,
no, that's what you would, that was the word.
That was the word I was
But anyway,
looking for.
I thought that was quite interesting as it actually showed footage of someone doing that. But you know, I was tempted to jump off the boat and run out the exit, but I didn't do that, thankfully.
No, it's a good thing too, because quite like it there. So
yeah. Anyway, so that was what I wanted to bring up, because it actually harked back to our very first episode. And what did you say we're on now? Is this our 23rd? Blimey.
Yeah,
how have we made it this far?
I don't know. But you say about... Because it very vaguely links in with America, doesn't it? Because that was an American ride, an American theme park.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the point.
It's not the cucumbers...
No, it was nothing to do with that, and I don't even think they call cucumbers in the USA.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't. They call them zucchinis or something.
Yeah, you're thinking of courgettes.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of courgettes. Long green things.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, so it's slightly linked in with the USA. But anyway, 4th of July, Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah? How much, Connor, do you know about the American Independence Day?
If I'm honest, American history, not my strong point, because outside of America, it's taught not as much as it is done in America.
No, that's very true.
Which makes total sense. And there's also a lot less history to learn when it comes to America, because it's been around less time.
Well, it has been around less time,
yeah, I
yes.
think that's a fair point.
That is a fair point.
The USA, as we know it, has been around less time.
I mean, we're spoilt in this country of our history because we go back a very long
way. Do you know when the Kingdom of England was formed?
No.
I think it was formed like 900 and something AD.
Okay, well, if you think about...
But, obviously, people have been living here for a lot longer than that. Because if you bear in mind the Romans were here,
Yes, no,
And-
that's true. So
and
the
that
islands
in
were inhabited.
era of Jesus.
Which is, in a way, I mean, we've got to say in the US, exactly the same there.
Yeah.
There was indigenous tribes, the Native
Well,
Americans.
What happened was the people from the Kingdom of England,
Yes.
which then became Britain
Yeah.
when Scotland joined it. That because it was England and Wales were the
Yes.
Kingdom of England. They then sailed across the sea to go
Yes.
to the United States of America, but it wasn't called that at that point.
No, of course it wasn't, no.
And there was other European countries that did the same. Hence the reason you got French-speaking Canada.
Dutch,
You've got
the Dutch, the
Dutch,
Portuguese, yeah.
you got
Yeah, many nations,
Spanish
yeah.
and such like that. And hence the reason all those different languages being there.
Hmm.
They all went there. They started colonising, pushing the Native Americans onwards and to different directions.
Yes.
And-
It's a bit of a sensitive subject,
Yeah.
that, I guess,
But if you think about that, that's also very much our history.
Oh, we've
because-
got a terrible history.
Yeah. So going over there and ended up becoming the United States of America was formed, but because it being a British colony,
Hmm.
it was still very much seen as Britain, like British
Yes,
things.
yes,
And
no-
then hence the reason whence
Wenced. You're
Yeah.
going back in time and
I
you're
am,
starting to
yeah.
speak. Yeah.
when they did eventually kind of fight for independence from Britain
Yeah.
and quite literal wars
Mm.
for once they won that, or
Yeah. Were successful in that particular
Yeah.
thing. Well, I
But
guess, I
they
mean,
gained independence. Hence the reason Independence Day on the 4th of July.
well, and I'm really, really sorry if I get any of this wrong, but I believe it's 1776 that on July the 4th was Independence Day. The actual Declaration of Independence, the signatures went on there. It was written, I believe, the majority of it by Thomas Jefferson. I think he was and this might sound funny, but I think he was the best writer out of the people involved in
Yeah.
that particular thing. I believe not all the signatures was done. It was only completed in August, the beginning of August. But obviously, it was started on July the 4th, so that's where it reverted back for, and that's why it's celebrated on that particular day. But it talked about the settlements. It talked about the way that the US wanted to be as well, what it wanted to be as a country, and what it stood for, and what its values were. And I think that's why it's so important to.
No, interestingly,
Yeah.
the UK formed in 1707, so only roughly 70 years before
Hmm.
the UK.
No, and we
with
tend to
Scotland
think
as
of it
well.
we tend to think of it as the US being a new country, a new, and look, we've been around forever, but that's not the case because there've been so many variations within
It's
our own.
our
shores.
heritage has been around for a lot longer than
Yeah.
the US. However, actual as a physical name of a country, it's been around not too dissimilar time.
No, that's very true. Did you know, I'm just
No.
going to throw this in now, that John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both went on to become presidents of the United States? They both died on the same day. I bet you can't guess what that day was.
The 4th of July.
It was the 4th of July.
Spooky.
They both died age 50 on the 4th of July. How strange is that?
Yeah, it sounds like an arranged thing, doesn't it?
Or it sounds like I got it wrong. But no, I've looked up some of these facts, so I'm hoping that I've got them correct because that's all I can do. I'm not educated in American history, but I'm looking back and having a look at that sort of thing. You see, interesting you said about the languages as well, about how many people, how many different cultures went to the shores of the United States, because there's still no official language,
No.
but there's over
Oh, sorry. Whoa.
but there's over
You
350
mentioned that to me the other
languages
day.
spoken, but there's still no official language. Because I mean, we think of, I suppose, American language being a variation on English, and to an
Yeah.
extent it very much is. But it's not actually accepted as the official language as such. It's not official that it's the official language. They have no official language.
Which is interestingly why you might see things written in English but also written in things like Spanish as well.
That's very much,
sometimes
yeah.
you'll see things written in the native language, and often you will see English alongside it because they want, often when you got tourism and stuff like that, it's quite commonly spoken.
It is
across
quite
the
commonly
world.
spoke. We're quite ignorant in the fact that many other countries speak multiple languages, and we're not really. It's not really pushed in this country to speak a second language.
No, we're all taught like in primary school
But
and secondary
around the
school,
world, it's
taught
very much
French,
accepted
Yeah,
that-
German, Spanish, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But we start learning it, but we're not pushed enough to learn it. I feel
No, that's very true.
it's not spoken around your household. And that's where most of it's going to be picked up anyway.
Exactly, yeah. But in other countries, and obviously, the diversity in America, it's incredible.
I mean,
the many sort of
The
immigrants
bulk of it as well probably is English speaking. You got like Central America and certain like northern parts of America, east, west. There's the southern bits and tends to be sometimes a bit more Spanish speaking due to Mexico and such like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
But even then, the bulk language that's probably spoken is English.
certainly when I've been to America, I've been to. I haven't been to many places in America. Obviously, we've talked before. Both of us have been to Florida.
Yeah.
But I've been to New York, and obviously New York's like any other city in any other country. It's very, very diverse anyway. You've got, I did notice a dialect, I did notice a change, and obviously we've got regional accents very much from top to bottom in this country, but the regional accents and the strong tie to Italy and a strong tie to even an Irish element to it in New York, which is really interesting. And I've been to Atlanta, but that tends to be, again, that's not too far from Florida really when you talk about Georgia and such. So.
The thing is, I think majority of I've only been to Florida so
Yeah.
far, but the majority of our travels to America have been on the East Coast.
Oh
of
yeah,
America.
without a doubt.
Because the West Coast is just you go, and this is part of our ignorance of living in the UK, is we go, right, if I want to travel to Scotland, even though for us a 3-mile travel in America might take 5-10 minutes, a 3-mile travel in the UK is going to take you about 15 minutes, just because everything's so built up and
Yeah.
there's not these long roads that you can just
Yeah.
go your max speed, not your max speed, but the max speed
Yeah,
limit.
yeah, no, I know what
there's
you're saying, yeah.
Lots of traffic lights, stuff like that, roundabouts. But so we think, let's go up to Scotland. But if you want to go to Scotland, it's feasible to be able to travel to, say, Edinburgh to Glasgow to Aberdeen, travel your way around Scotland. It's feasible to do that. You can do that in America, but it's going to take you a lot longer and a lot more
Well, I don't
energy
think
to get there. And the fact is, for a flight for us to the US from here to Florida takes about 9 hours. It takes a lot longer to go from here to, say, California on the West Coast.
And I think it's, it just, I don't think we can wrap our heads around exactly
The vastness
of North America, say, because it is incredible. And
Well, one state can be a huge amount of times larger than just the UK. I mean, I can't think of any state, except possibly, I don't even know how big Hawaii is, to be honest,
yeah,
that isn't as bigger than the
yeah,
UK.
no, you're right. And it goes from, the scenery as well. The landscape is so different. It's not just the habitants of those particular states that we know can be very, very different.
Yeah.
But the landscape itself is dramatically different from one, and of course it would be.
You've got most different biomes.
You go down to you're
US.
on the cusp of Central America, so you're going to have a tropical climate there. You start going towards Alaska, you've got a completely different sort of scenario there. you know, you've got incredible places over there, and I think that's one thing that we've said about bucket lists before. That's one thing I definitely want to do, is to try and visit more of America, experience perhaps America as it should be, rather than perhaps how, you know, for a tourist it's shown.
Yeah.
Right, well, a few other facts that I've looked up.
You love a fact, don't you?
I love a fact.
Love a Google.
I do love a Google. I have started to check it on separate sites before I
after
start.
the CD fiasco.
I cannot only apologise for the CD fiasco from last week's, but yes, no. So, did you know 1 in 8 people in the US have been employed by McDonald's?
No, I did not know that.
1 in 8 people.
Do you know about 1 in 3 people have been employed by Venture Island in Southend?
In Southend, yeah.
I don't know.
It won't mean much to anybody else, but yes.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about it yesterday. But 1 in 8 people, that is unreal.
Yeah, so that's quite a large percentage of that population. 12.5% of the population.
Yeah. So that's just, anyway. And we do know it's a huge employer over in the US, but I didn't realise it was at that
It's
sort
quite
of...
a big employer in the UK, but...
Yeah, but not on that sort of scale, I don't
No, I
think.
would imagine not.
Cows...
Because it's quite... Again, you'd get more McDonald's spread over an area.
Yeah.
Whereas here, one McDonald's would serve, I assume, more people per area.
Yeah,
Because it's been quite concentrated the way we are.
Yes, that is true. On the burger front, cows...
the burger front.
Cows
line.
outnumber humans 3-1 in Montana. Now, this is what we were talking about in the diversity of the landscape, because, you know, in certain states, there's huge farmlands, huge, you know... fields.
Fish heads.
Yeah, huge fields of cows. That's not what I wanted to say, but I can't think of how I wanted to put it. Basically, it doesn't surprise me that if people have got ranches full of cattle, that each one is going to be a huge outnumber the people that are working on it. But,
absolutely.
Across a particular state.
It makes total sense if you've got all that space. I mean, classically, there's... I keep comparing things to the UK just because it's what we know.
Yeah.
But classically, for example, in Australia, there's farms that are bigger than the UK.
Yep.
Filled with cows. And
sheep.
And sheep. Yep.
Yep. Your favourite sheep.
I don't know why. Okay.
Right.
So because we went to Wales once.
Yep. Yes, so it's going to be like that. 1 in 3 Americans is considered obese.
It's not going to be too dissimilar here, though, is it?
Well, I think, the fact that you are considered to be obese, I mean, you could look at someone and you could say, well, they just look ordinary. And, as far as your BMI...
Yeah, BMI.
BMI, body mass index, it would say that you're obese. But that was one... And there's always... I'm trying not to fall down the stereotypical side of saying about... like the Americans eat loads and blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway,
I will say that all 3 of your facts though so far
been about food and burgers and that. Yeah, I know. Did you know kids can smoke in all states apart from Nevada? They can smoke any age.
To be fair, you can smoke here. It's not legal, but you can smoke.
No, but it's not illegal for them to smoke, but it is illegal for them to buy cigarettes.
Again, that's a similar law we've got here. We've got, I believe, 16 is you can legally smoke from 16. You just can't buy cigarettes to 18.
Yeah, but in America
you can't buy cigarettes for someone under the age of 18.
In America, like their sort of nurseries and that. They all go out for smoke breaks.
Yeah.
They can all do that.
Kindergarten.
Yeah, kindergarten. They have a little carton of milk and 20 Marlboro. No, I'm just telling you what I've learned here,
I feel like, I mean, the smoking might be, it's just like one of these hidden laws that it's people don't do it, but it's just never come into play.
But that's interesting about the laws, because from state to state, laws change.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Which is, for us...
Classically, legalisation of weed across many different states is...
But for us, that's mind blowing. I mean, you
Well-
might have slightly different things in Scotland to Wales
yeah,
because
to
the
England.
devolution and such, but from state to state, there, and I'd actually might delve into that a bit more in another time about the differences between each particular state and what you can and can't do.
Don't make too many promises though, because we still haven't gone back to space episode.
Oh no, because
Yeah.
after this I'd forget about it anyway.
Yeah, that's
so.
all right.
More people live in New York than in 40 out of the states. In
It's
40 of the
dense-
states.
It's quite
So
a
it's so
dense place,
densely
isn't it?
populated in New York that out of another 40 of the states, they've got far more people populating New York than they have in those
And
states.
that's the crazy thing about New York is, essentially you've got New York is made up of different areas. I mean, I haven't been there, I don't know it that well, but you've got different areas
Yeah.
like Manhattan and stuff like that. And essentially they're all their own cities, but interconnected, and you've just got essentially loads of big cities together.
It's an incredible place, New York.
Yeah.
Incredible place, yeah.
What would you rate it on a scale out of 7?
On a scale out of 7,
Yeah.
I would say 6.5.
6.5. I'm trying to push this new 7 scale thing because everyone does
Goes for
things
10,
on a scale
don't
of
they?
10.
It
yeah.
might catch on, I don't know. But we did, I mean, I did the tourist side of things, so I went over there. A friend of mine was working over there, so we went and stayed with him on Battery Park, and we went to see the Empire State Building. We went out on the ferry to the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. We did go and see the World Trade Center because that's how far back it was. Grand Central Station. There was just something about the place. And I love cities. I love London, but there was a buzz about the place, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was something about the place. We went, and it was quite cold. It just had a lot of snow.
That's the strange thing about. I think again with the where I've been to Florida. I find it hard to think of America as cold sometimes.
Yeah, and that's it's strange. I mean, bitterly cold when I was. I mean, obviously it
It's the
changes.
same though.
within
I
the-
would find it hard to think of Disney World and Disney parks as cold place, but you go to Disneyland Paris, and I imagine that's
That
quite
is,
cold.
yeah, and I've been there, and that is a strange sensation because you look at everything, you don't realise how much of the feel of it all is down to the climate as well.
Yeah.
So that'd be an eye opener when we go there. The Liberty Bell was made in London. It was made in the same place as Big Ben.
Oh.
So as we know, Big Ben is the actual bell in the Tower in Westminster.
Elizabeth Tower.
But the one that's in Pennsylvania now is the Liberty Bell there was made there. It's got a big crack in it now, though. So I don't know if that
Similarly
says
to,
anything about our workmanship in this country.
Well,
What was you going to say? What's similar? It's got a big crack in it.
no, I was going to talk about the Statue of Liberty was built in France, was it not?
It was built in France. It was built in France, and it was originally supposed to be a gift for Egypt. But I don't know if Egypt didn't want it or they changed their mind, France, and then they gave it to the US.
Oh, right.
And if you go to Paris, there's an actual smaller version of the Statue of Liberty near the Eiffel Tower.
There's
Interesting
also
fact for
a smaller version of the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas.
And that's true.
Yeah.
So you get what goes around comes around.
Exactly.
And it's strange when you go into it. Until you go to these places, I've been to Statue of Liberty and I've gone up inside Statue of Liberty, and I don't think you can really gauge the scale of it. And I think because you see it normally.
Well, I have seen Ghostbusters.
Oh, you've seen Ghostbusters? Well, then you're all right then.
Yeah, I'm all right.
So you go up this. It's quite claustrophobic going up, or it used to be. I mean, I don't even think you can get in there to do that now. But you go outside. Obviously, it's copper, and you go inside this spiral staircase. But it gets quite claustrophobic. You get up to the top where you can look out where the crown is on, and. I mean, we're only talking small windows to look out, and then you're heading down again. But it's a fascinating thing. But the history of the immigrants coming through New York is worth seeing if you ever go there. London Bridge, famously, bought.
Yep.
They deny it. The black guy who bought it, I don't think he's around anymore, but the guy who bought it denies that he thought he was buying Tower Bridge, but he did think he was buying Tower Bridge. Now that's sitting in Arizona, but in the 1960s,
that's the funny thing that they bought it and then they took it piece by piece and took it
brick
back
by
to America.
brick and built it over there. But yeah, So that actually stands in
Arizona, but Arizona, is it a bridge over anything, or is it just placed in the middle of
I think
Arizona?
Now I could be completely wrong. I think I did see some time back it just sitting in the middle of a desert almost.
Yeah.
I do believe when I've looked at pictures recently, there is a river running through it now. Now whether that was a man-made river that they've as part of the tourist attraction of having it there, I don't know, but I think it's a little bit more bridge-like now.
Right.
There's a Darth Vader gargoyle on the National Cathedral in DC. I've seen pictures of it, and actually, obviously, you know what gargoyles are, sitting on the side of buildings. There's actually the Darth Vader head looking down, which someone had designed, was so fascinated with that and loved it so much that they actually done that as a sort of modern sculpture up on the side of the building. So that was quite interesting. Every day in the USA,
There's sunrise.
100 acres of pizza is eaten. Very much food-based.
Wow, we're going back to the food base now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very much, but down to that. But 100 acres of pizza.
I like the fact that it's measured in acres.
Yeah.
Normally things are measured in football pitches, though. So could you put that into football pitches?
No.
All right.
I've never been that strong on my measurements and compared to this and compared to that. So
Could you put it in the metric system?
no.
No.
I can't do anything. I just told you.
I feel like it needs to be in the metric system.
Well, okay, I'll come back to that, and the next time we talk, I'll have that all
Although,
sorted
to be
out.
fair, this is the American podcast, so maybe having it in...
Yeah, no, it doesn't
Imperial
matter. I won't be
works.
doing it anyway. That's my point.
All right.
I'll
Bit
do
like
it
the
next
sound
time.
effects.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, interesting. Only scratches the surface. Interesting.
Scratch.
How many
Surface.
states do you think there are?
Isn't there 52?
No, it's 50 states.
50 are. I always say 52,
There's
but I think I
two
do
that
weeks
are
in a year
sort of-
instead.
In and out, shake it all about. They're not actual states, as far as I know. Again, 50 stars on the flag, 13 stripes, which were the original colonies, which make up the flag anyway. But yeah, so I think there's a couple that Puerto Rico and another, and this could be totally wrong. I'm really sorry. Of any people that may listen to us over in the States, and I think there are some people that listen to us over in the
Yeah.
States, I'm really, really sorry if this half-assed attempt at trying to understand your culture, if this is too embarrassing for you, I'll understand.
Yeah.
But yes, so, you know, I love it. I love America. All right, we tend to go over there. We've made no secret of the fact we go to Florida, we go to the parks, we enjoy
never
that
knew
side
that.
of it. Yes, we make no secret of that, Connor, that we love that side of it. I have found, I always thought before I went to America, this have a nice day business and all the rest of it, oh, how corny, how false, how... I have come across, and I'm not talking about within the parks, but I've come across some incredible people when I've been over in the States, and I have mixed with locals and I've gone to different places, and all I have found is, you know, people being really, really generous, really, really friendly. Wonderful.
So, just with that, though, as well, because if there was a state that you could go to, because there's some states I really want to visit, but I really want to visit Hawaii.
Right, okay. Now, I can see the fascination with Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like an incredible
a lot
place
of
for scenery
great
and
kind of history and also culture.
A culture of its own within there. Yeah, no, without a doubt. I think they have a statue of their own king
Mickey
there.
Mouse?
I think it's the only sovereign within the United States, because obviously they have their own president. But yeah, it looks
Well,
like
it's so far away from everyone.
and it looks an incredible place to visit.
Middle
I'd
of the
like to.
Atlantic Ocean, isn't it?
What?
The Hawaii,
Yeah.
just the middle.
Yeah.
It's like not that close to the US.
No, it isn't that close to the US. No, but a volcanic island. But it does look incredible.
Islands.
Islands. Yeah, I'd like to go to New England, and I know it's again it's a thing that a lot of people do in the fall or in our autumn, as we call it. to go over there, and I know people have been there and said it's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see. The scenery, the trees, the mountains, everything along on that sort of trail. So that's something I'd like. But then there's loads of places I'd like to go in America. I mean, and I go down into Miami. I'd like to go up to Washington. You know, I'd like to go back to New York, but I'd like to go to California. I'd like to go to Alaska, yeah. I'd like to see the Grand Canyon.
Texas.
Yeah. You know, there's so much that, you know, it's an incredible place and there's so much to see. And hopefully, I'm now ripe old age of 53 now, but hopefully I've got a few more years to go and experience a few more
53 plus
things.
a week.
Yeah, 53 plus a week. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Birthday was yesterday when we recorded it.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, so it's fairly fresh in my mind.
So now we've got a song for you.
Yes,
what is
we
it
have.
about, Dad?
It's about an adventure we once had as a family.
Once had
as a family.
Shall we hit it?
Hit it.
Now there once was a family, Hans the name, who travelled across the ocean in a jet aeroplane. Now Disney World was a destination, a perfect place for a family vacation. Well, the ma was named Mary, and the pa was named Dave, and along with the kids, it was fun that they craved. Annie, Becky and Connor made up their gang as they staggered round the parks with their dodgy half-sun tans. They looked ridiculous. And who bought that girl an invisible dog? Stop was Mission Space. They approached with a nervous smile. But as Ride took off, Pa Forty was chuck and filled his bag with bile. They emerged from the ride in shades of green, not knowing where they were or where they'd been. Then Ma appeared with a foot-long dog. They ate it like a passel of half-starved hogs. Yee-haw! Pa made an oath that day, said he never would return. Then 3 years on, seems his memory's gone as he took another turn. That Pa's crazy.
Game time.
Woohoo! Right, onto everyone's favourite part.
And what part might that be?
Game time. I don't know if it is
that
everyone's
everybody's
favourite part. But I did hear someone,
Yes.
Sam, say that he really likes how we have the game time bit come along, and it's something
Yeah.
that's quite normal about the episode.
Well, this should change it this week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This would change people's opinions on game time.
Yeah.
Will they hate it or love it more?
Oh, I think it's going to be one of those very divisive games
Right.
that could go dramatically wrong. But, you know,
So you've been preparing a game then, yeah?
I have been preparing a game.
What's the game called?
Well, the game is called the United Plates of America.
Right.
And I've got a sting for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really sorry if this upsets people. Play that sting.
Oh, you want me to play this thing?
Yes, please.
Alright, should I hit play now?
Play now.
When? What, now? In a second?
Now.
Now, okay. Now.
Say, Connor, can you see by your bedroom's poor light what so proudly I've drawn on these plates? What's the meaning?
Wow, what a great stick. Sorry, I hit record just before Dad was ready then.
Yeah.
So we've played that sting. Sorry, I've just got distracted because Dad's got out a load of plates.
Well, it's the United Plates of America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a stick as well
I've got a stick because
that you
we have
used
this
to play
problem.
hooker duck in the bathroom.
Yeah, hooker duck in the bathroom when I'm bored and sitting on the toilet. But we haven't got any ducks, so I have to try and hook other things and knock things into the bathroom. And people go, "Is everything all right up there?" I say, "Yes, yep, yep."
shampoo in the
Right, so
That's how you
anyway,
talk.
we're in a small bedroom recording this, but
Are we?
if I move, then it's going to be a problem. So I thought I'd bring this hook stick thing in so that you can see the items that we're talking about, right?
You know what? So you're actually
I don't just throw these things together in 5
so from
minutes.
previously when we played like the board game and we
Yeah.
accidentally threw the cards
All
everywhere,
over the
you've
floor.
learned from the
I've
mistakes
learned from that.
and the box that we had to keep passing.
Yeah,
to
I've
John.
learned from our mistakes. from
Wow,
my
it's
mistakes.
great. Us actually learning. Like what are we like 6 months into this podcast thing?
Oh,
no,
we-
actually,
we
no, we're
never-
not. We're
never
not 6
6
months.
months, surely.
We're at nearly 5 months.
Nearly 5 months. You'd think we'd get it right by now, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, some things are far worse.
I think by
and some
episode
things a little bit-
26 or 27 we'll be about 6
Really?
months in.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Okay, so the object of this game, Connor, right? I'm going to, right, pass you a plate. Hello, the blinds are going down. Are you still going
Yeah,
to be able
I'm
to see it?
closing
I
the
might have to
blinds
turn
because the sun's beaming in. It's just getting really
Right.
warm in here.
So you hear a click of the light. I'm going to pass you across a plate. On
Okay.
that plate, Connor, is the one I'm going to show you at first is an example.
I
On
can
that-
see it. It's his example.
Oh,
that-
yeah, it says example on the top.
Not
There's
like
a
the
plate.
musician.
There's several drawings on it, and those drawings, they brought and put together, signify American state.
Oh no.
And you've got to guess what that American state is.
I'm going to just go ahead and say sorry to anyone from America that may listen or anyone who knows much about America because I do not know much about America.
No, you'll be fine with this, I'm sure. You
All
just
right.
have to think about it. You just have to sound out, do your sounds, form your sounds in your mouth and say it. Right, so for instance,
Fishes.
right, I'm going to, on the independent stick, I'm going to hand you over your
Independent
first
stick.
plate. Now, I want you to look at that plate
Independent stick, I
and
like
tell
that.
me what
Right.
you see.
Kentucky.
And so, how did you get Kentucky from that? Because
Right,
that's not going to be
there's-
very good on a
No, it's not a
on
podcast. Maybe we should do a blog post with these pictures on.
Well, maybe, yeah.
But there's a guy,
Yeah,
a drawing of someone with Ken written on their t-shirt.
yeah.
And then there's 3 things that say crisps, choc and drink, which in the UK you go to a tuck shop, don't you?
You do indeed.
So you get tuck, that's your tuck in your break when you're like primary school. And then also plus, and he's written an E and an exclamation mark.
Yeah,
So Ken Tuck E.
yeah. Very good.
Should I just put this to one side?
Put that to one side.
I'll put it to this side. That's my right side for anyone listening.
Okay, and here it comes.
So
It's
this
the
is actual-
independence. This is for real now.
This
you
is
ready?
for real now.
This
Hang
is
on.
the independence stick coming over, and here goes your first one. So you need to
Right.
tell me what you see.
I'll tell you what I see. So there's some glasses and like a lightning strike scar-like thing, looks like Harry Potter.
Yes.
And then there's plus no parking.
Yep.
And then there's plus, and then there's someone getting a laser shot into their mouth, and it says
No,
dentist
I think you'll
underneath.
find that isn't a laser getting shot to the mouth. Right. So
And
let's
so-
do that step by step. What's the first one?
Potter. Or Harry.
Right. Then it's a no parking.
Sign.
No.
No parking permitted.
Think American. No
Not.
parking.
Please.
Right. Okay, what's the last one then?
Dentist.
Right, so what is he doing?
It says dentist.
What's he saying to that man? Yep.
Right.
So it's Ari.
Arizona.
Yes! Well done. No parking zone.
Yeah.
See? I knew this would work.
Wow.
Right. Sorry.
So
I've just got a
he's not
thread.
prepared the independent stick.
The ribbon of truth on the independent stick. And here comes the next one on these United Plates of America.
Right. So, on United Plates of America, this one's got like a battered and torn Where's Wally or Where's Waldo shirt,
Yeah.
like stripy.
Good. I like the way you did that, so people
Yeah,
would know what
'cause-
you're talking about. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
I will point out
load
that
up the stick.
because it's a national holiday in America right now,
Yeah.
It's not like the American people are actually listening to it on the day, so
No, probably not.
No.
They're out looking for Waldo.
unless they're unless they're
Going to buy a new big
listening to
truck.
podcasts whilst doing the barbecue or
Yeah.
lighting a firework.
Yeah, they're bound to all be doing it.
If you are lighting a firework right now, please focus on the firework.
Yes.
And then there's also, there's that battered shirt and then there's a clean shirt next to it.
Yeah.
And you're pointing at the clean shirt.
Yeah.
So,
So it's not a shirt. What's another word for
New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's there. See, it's
New
not so
Jersey's
bad.
not a state, is it?
Yes.
New Jersey's in New York, isn't it?
No, New Jersey's a state of its own.
I thought New York City is in New York, and within New York, there's also New Jersey.
Right. I don't think that's right because I've written them all down. Right. If you're right, I'm sorry. If you're wrong, you're sorry.
All right.
Right. So I've
As you said, not that
attached a
familiar.
ribbon of truth. I've put it over on the independent stick. And what's this one going to be?
Right, so this one's a picture of some people's legs, and it's pointing at their knees.
Yeah.
And then it's got some bras.
Yep.
Yep. And then it's got a car going quite fast.
Okay. So what's that
See,
going to be? Put out-
Nebraska.
Yes.
Nebraska.
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 Oh, right. I thought you'd have
Wow.
more trouble with this. You said you didn't know your states.
Yeah,
Hang on,
well.
Just got to attach that. Oh, right. I've just realised what this one is. And here comes another
There's
plate.
also a shouting man outside. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, he wants to play. That's what he wants to do.
Right, so this one's got someone with mum written on their shirt,
Yeah,
and then they've got arrows. They seem to be like on an island shaped thing
yeah.
with arrows pointing
In all directions.
all directions. So this one, mum. It has mum with a U though, just to let you know.
And yeah, not
They
mom.
they spell it O with America.
Yeah, but that's not really what the
Mum arrow.
Mum Arrow.
Mum
that
arrow.
famous state.
Yep.
Yeah, where
Mm.
there's more cattle than people. Mum Arrow.
Is that
Think
the
again,
state?
Connor. Think again.
I can't remember the state you said that was. Michigan?
No, I just said that for... No, look, I don't know what this state's like, but that would only work for you, this clue.
Would it?
At this time, if I handed that to someone next door to tell them, say to them, get that one, that wouldn't be right for them, what was written on the shirt. Because
Oh.
that might say mum, but who's your mum?
Oh, my mum's Mary.
Yeah. So what's
Maryland.
Yes, that
Like the
took a-
cookies.
God, that was painful, wasn't it? Yeah, like the cookies. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a little bit fiddly. This one. This is working out. Oh dear.
I like the independent stick.
Excuse me. Independent stick.
Yeah, you're still
Ribbon of
quite
truth.
ill, aren't you?
I'm still not too
Well,
good.
yeah, you're better. You got the best of both worlds, and it's a picture of a blonde woman. I reckon it's Montana.
It's
Like Hannah
Montana. That's Hannah Montana. That's a fantastic drawing of Hannah Montana.
It's great.
I
She
did with
looks terrible.
felt tip pens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what have you knocked?
this is not. I've got a lot of plates. I'm spinning a lot of plates over
You
here.
are spinning low. You whirly twirly.
I'm whirly twirlies.
Is that the game? Was that the game?
Twirly whirly or whirly twirly, yeah.
Right, so this one says da 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 da, and it's got a picture of someone who looks like Indiana Jones, which I would say is probably Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
And that is not. Try that durs again.
Da 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 da.
No. Da 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 da.
Well, in that case, you need to.
You need to read properly.
No,
That's exactly what it
there's
said.
There's no gaps between the. Right.
Don't you give me that. Oh, right. What's this then? Okay, here's another plate.
Here's another plate. Right. So this one's got a £10 note
Yes.
with the Queen with a huge nose on it.
Yeah, the Queen's
the
nose.
notes. You haven't got the window on the new notes, new plastic notes,
Yep.
and then it's
It's
got
on a plate, Connor.
right.
I just want to point out that's on a paper plate and the drawings are in felt tip pens, right? Do not look for complete accuracy.
Okay.
You're not entering into the spirit of whatever this game's called.
Can you stop waving the
Sorry, I
inventor
waved a
stick at me?
stick and I knocked my microphone then.
Yeah, because on the £10 note there's also writing all over it. There's plus an I. So, shall I go with money? Money Eye?
Money Eye, just on the south
And it seems
coast
to be,
of America.
It seems to be going really. There isn't the south coast of America.
No, exactly. I'm just saying. What you're talking about? You're saying words here.
It's a really fast eye because it's got lines next to it.
no.
Are the lines significant?
Well, they are. So because it's not just an eye. What is the eye doing?
Looking.
Oh, yeah, and by looking, it's going to
Stare.
no.
Get dry eyes.
No. What if I look at something? I
Watch.
can say to you, say what over there, and I say, oh yeah, I can.
See.
Yeah.
Right. So money see.
No. So what is the denomination of the money?
Tennessee. Pound see.
Tenner. C.
There's a tenner because we call them tenners in the UK as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're in the UK. You're British.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a particular favourite one of mine.
I've just realised I mentioned let's put these in a blog post, which means we're actually going to have to do a blog post.
Oh God! And then you're actually going to see my madman drawings.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a good Homer Simpson.
Oh right, okay. Again,
Right.
I would just like to. I've done this in about 15 minutes with felt tip pens. Right.
And
What have you got on
and a
here?
Burrow. So there's a tree with an acorn,
Right. So what sort of tree is that?
oak,
Yeah. What's
And
the
then-
next one?
a singing curly-haired woman,
Right.
and then Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
So
What do you do when
Oklahoma.
you sing? Yeah. La.
La, right. I got the oak and the Homer.
La. Homer.
I got the oak and the Homer.
Yeah, well, you know.
That's the love, but that's the one I need, really.
Well
Isn't it?
done. Well done. Oh, well, you're whistling through these. I think we've only got a couple left. I'm rather disappointed I didn't do all 50 states now.
Oh,
Well, that might throw you.
that's
So-
all right. There's I think I saw an email in the inbox that we need to look
Oh,
at.
do we? Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Another complaint.
Yeah. Right, this one has got a football being missed, maybe a penalty being
Yeah.
missed, and also, football, soccer for the US listeners, which is the US episode, and there's
Stop
a-
stalling.
a brother and a sister,
Yeah.
like a man and a woman, but there's
Yeah.
the bro written in it, and then there's a hippie
Yeah.
down below going, yeah, man,
Yeah. So,
So-
put them together.
pen a sister hippie.
What? That's terrible. There's not a state called that, surely.
Pennsylvania.
No.
Right.
Because I'd have drawn a pencil, wouldn't I?
Missed penalty, is it? Yeah, so Mississippi.
Miss Sis Hippie.
Yeah, Mississippi.
Yay! God,
Wow.
dear. Yes. Oh, look, I've run out of ribbon now. This is the elastic band of
Oh,
wonder
'cause
on the
you're a
end of
postman.
the
Oh,
independence stick. Oh, it's not working as
it's
well
not
as that,
looking
is it?
still- it's the elastic
Right,
band
this is the
doesn't
last
work quite
one.
well. Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So it's got.
Are you really enjoying this?
I am enjoying it. So it's got. Well, to be fair, eventually it'd have to come to an end one day because there's 50 states. So. There's a compass at the top
Yeah,
with the N circled, which signifies north.
yeah.
And then there's someone with Fanning written in their shirt, which and an Oscar, which can only assume is Dakota Fanning.
Hang on. With what written on a shirt?
Fanning.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought I
It's
misspelled
all right.
that
In
for a
America,
second
that's
then.
just their bum.
Yeah,
so,
right. That's fair enough. Yeah, it's not here though, is it?
so I would assume it's not South Dakota, because that'd be the S circled, but North Dakota.
Yes. Well
It's a
done.
good thing you didn't do South Dakota as well, because it would have just been the same thing, but with an S.
Well, I was thinking about doing that when I was running out of time.
All right.
Oh, well, there you go.
That was
then.
great. So what score
And
did they
there you
get?
have the United Plates of America. I don't think you can score. You got every single one in the end.
Oh.
I had to give you some
Sorry, I just kicked the cat. There's a-
pointers with my stick of
Ow.
independence, but well done.
All
Another successful attempt at my quizzes. I need to make them a little bit harder.
Oh, wow. All right, I really enjoyed that game. Thanks for that, Dad.
Now you're quite welcome. I've got to smuggle them plates back into the cupboard and make it.
Make out
Hopefully,
that-
Mum won't notice when she's giving them to the kids.
Yeah, that they've got loads of stuff all of them.
And written on them, yeah. Make it a bit more interesting, something for the kids to learn.
Yeah, exactly. But so onwards to the end. But just before we finish up the podcast for this week,
Right.
there has been I mean, we had a complaint last week from Mr. Samuel,
Yes.
and we had to deal with that.
Well, I think we addressed that.
And we addressed that pretty well.
Really well,
Was
yeah.
that last week or the week before? It was last week, wasn't
I
it?
don't know, Connor. I don't know what day it is, what hour it is, what minute it
I
is.
think it was last week. Anyway, so, but I noticed, I was having a look through the inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And someone else has been on the website, because that's where you leave these kind of messages.
That's good. So we've got another
Yeah.
one, yeah.
But it looks like it was up. Someone's not too happy, it seems, again.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure they're wrong, but I'm
Now,
fine.
we don't normally mention people's surnames on this podcast, but in this particular instance, I'm going to read their surname because they seem to have made it quite clear on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, name Hot Wheels Harding.
Hot Wheels, that's what I was going to call myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I want to call myself Hot
it
Wheels.
says incorrect information as a subject. So,
Okay.
I'll read it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, present father. This is Father from the Future. Make sure you triple check your information before reading it out on the podcast. I feel like there might have been potential of that in this podcast, well, but we'll see.
There might have been a potential of that in all the podcasts.
Yeah. Quite frankly, it's getting embarrassing, and your other selves are sick and tired of it. Your other selves. Oh.
Oh, wow.
CDs invented in the
multiverse.
60s. Did you go to school?
Yeah.
Right. I've seen son having secret conversations with mother, so your replacement could be imminent. I mean, I don't want to comment on that. Pull your finger out your plum. Kind regards.
Pull my finger out me what?
Pull your finger out your plum.
Right.
Kind regards. Hot Wheels Harding. This is in brackets. I call myself Hot Wheels in the future. Close brackets.
Right. Okay. Well, look. That's interesting. Mother and son. Is there something you need to tell me?
Mother and Sundays.
Yeah.
No.
No. Right.
That's
okay.
all.
Well, look. I do get a lot of things wrong. For your information, future self, I'm glad I don't get on with myself either later on. I did go to school. Unfortunately, I went to Bastable Comprehensive School in Basildon, so there was limited information available to us. So I've done the best I can. I've dragged myself out of the gutter, and I feel I do a good job. If I get things wrong now and again, then so be it. But can I just say, I'm definitely going to change my name to Hot Wheels now.
Yeah, do you reckon
Or it
that?
seems like I am anyway, doesn't it?
I thought it was going to go for Whirly Twirly.
No, Whirly Twirly, no. It's not going
not
to work
stuck,
for me.
no?
Yeah, no. Oh,
Or
right,
Harry.
Okay. Harry, yeah, that's the nickname. Yeah, it is. I understand why it would be upsetting, and I've let myself down. I feel I've let you down. I've let all my different multiverse selves down.
Yeah. I didn't realise you had such a multiverse going on.
Well, it obviously is, well, somewhere along the line something's happened, hasn't it? So, yes, so there we go. Never mind. I'll try and do better next week.
If there is a next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what Mum says. Anyway, so... I mean, with that being said,
Yep.
I think it's clear to say that sometimes things we say might not always be right,
Yep.
but as long as we have fun when
I'm
saying them...
100% sure everything I've said today is correct.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
I'm looking
that
forward
I'm
to that
100%
feedback.
sure.
So if you've listened to today's podcast and gone, that's not right, yeah, especially if you're from the US, because that would be even more interesting.
Yeah.
Feel free to go on fatherandsundays.com
Yeah.
and go to the contact us page, and you can leave some kind of comment or note or message for us, and we'll read that out on
But Connor,
a future podcast.
Connor, money's tight at the moment. How much is that going to cost me?
It's going to be absolutely free to leave a
I
comment.
won't have to pay a penny.
You won't have to pay a penny. Do you know what you may have to pay for, though?
What?
If you really want to support this podcast
Right.
and what we do,
Yeah.
if you're on the website already, you could also check out the new link that's at the top that says store on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you go on the store, you'll find some really cool stuff, such
Right.
as t-shirts, hats, mugs, stickers.
So I've got a staycation
Neck
coming
things.
up, and I
Yeah.
want to get some new gear to walk around the house in.
Yeah.
Are you telling me there's stuff on there that I could get?
Absolutely. There's stuff in
Fantastic.
there that you can get. And you know what as well?
What is it? Is it reasonably priced?
It's reasonably priced. I can give you an even better price if you want. Do you want
No
10%
way.
off?
10% off?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I feel like I'm stealing from you.
well, you might as well be. If you when you go to the checkout,
Yeah.
on the checkout,
Yeah.
write open 10.
Open 10, is
Yeah.
that all I have to put?
OPEN10. Open 10.
Oh, open 10 in numerals.
Yeah.
And then I'll get the money off.
Yeah, and you get 10% off when you order.
Wow, I might buy 2 hats.
Yeah, go for it. We ship worldwide as well, so if you're within some European countries,
We're what? Worldwide?
we ship worldwide.
Oh, right, okay.
So if you're ordering somewhere in certain places in Europe, you can get that.
Fantastic.
fairly
So if I'm
you can get
abroad
reasonable.
and I need
postage.
an emergency neck
Gator.
gaiter,
Yeah,
then I can get one, yeah?
yeah. you
Wow.
can. And not
Yeah.
only that, but they're decent quality as well.
They are decent quality, are they?
Oh,
Should
do
be.
you know this now then? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You might
No,
already
I've
have one.
heard, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you want to read up on what we think of some of the products, we've also got a blog post which is called "What's in the Store."
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go onto the What's New
Who thought
section,
of that?
you can read that.
Says exactly what it
There's
is.
so many
doesn't
things on our website which
There
I feel
is.
like is underappreciated. Like the home section, that's great.
it? Yeah.
The episode section, that's what
That's
the
great.
episode's
Yeah,
on.
that's all the episodes. Yeah, you
What's
can go
new?
back.
It's got
Yeah.
what
Things
we've
that are
written
new.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Store. It's got
Yeah,
store
what's
in
in
it.
the whole store? Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Contact us page.
Yeah, so what, like if I
you
wanna
can
contact you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The about section.
Oh, what's that about?
The spouse.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's great news.
I feel like
That's-
that was longer than it needed to be.
Probably.
And you might be surprised that was completely unprepared.
No,
We just
yeah.
riffed off that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it then, isn't it? That's what I've got to mention. Have you got anything else you want to mention about that?
No.
No, all right.
No.
I guess, and that's all that's left for me to say then is remember to like us and
Oh, please,
subscribe to us and on all the platforms.
It's getting quite upsetting now.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can go to Spotify
Yep.
and stuff like that to
Yep.
actually listen to the podcast. Leave a review if you want to. Ideally 5 stars, but I will accept less than that if you wish.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're ship all around the world.
Yeah. Yeah, we are ship all around
around
the
the
world.
world, yeah. Not just here, everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's even
Okay.
some people in I can't remember what country I said that was.
Philippines,
Yeah, that
Ecuador.
was it. Philippines popped up recently.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Ecuador was South Africa.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know,
thank you
well, South America, and then we had South Africa as well, didn't we? Yeah. I thought you were saying Ecuador was in South Africa then.
Oh, no, I'm
Oh,
not.
dear. Right, no, I know, I see what you said now. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
Ecuador's on the
I'll
equator,
stay quiet,
hence
yeah.
it's called Ecuador.
Yeah.
Anyway, but thank you so much for listening. It has been terribly fun.
Yes.
Sorry, terrible.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'm okay now, thanks. I feel like I've got everything
Yeah.
done
And
that I needed to
we've
get done.
survived a whole podcast with the cat on the bed as well.
Yeah, and I haven't had a coughing fit.
Exactly.
Bonus.
Bonus. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Then.
Yep. Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Happy 4th of July from Father and Sundays.